Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens. And it comes your way next.
With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. Today, we've got a good one on tap with the AFC North, as it'll be the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and as we look at this matchup, every time there's something different to focus on. So I'll just ask you, what do you see here in this one?
Well, Rembrandt, you've given me a pretty blank canvas to focus on, haven't you?
Yeah.
Where do you think I'm going to go with this?
Oh, secondary?
You know me well, right? In a game like this, it's always about the secondary. Can they handle the passing attack and make a few plays?
Two hard-hitting blue-collar franchises, one of the better rivalries going. The Ravens and Steelers are underway. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Ravens offense going to work, and as usual, it's Lamar Jackson, the former MVP of the league, at the helm.
Early part of his career, defenses really had to focus on his running ability, and they still do. But now, he's turned himself into a true dual-threat quarterback. When he plants his cleats in the ground and turns it loose, good things happen downfield.
Hey, middle.
They'll start by running the option to the right. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That's a gain of 13 and a very solid opening play for this offense. And this, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that, and here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game, and all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
And he probably should have given that one off, as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Third down and 10. Now it's Jackson. They set up the screen to Hill. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. Their opening drive here is going to result in a punt. They got 7 yards there, but not enough.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long, because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
Now Austin. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. Leading them out, a 3rd-round pick in 2018. He's made a handful of starts across his 5 previous seasons. Mason Rudolph.
And when Mason Rudolph is on the field, sometimes the scouting reports have to be revised a little bit, because often quarterbacks like to throw short to get a rhythm. For Mason Rudolph, he loves the deep fade, and he loves the deep post pattern. Anything over the top, those are his favorite shots downfield, and that's what gets him comfortable.
A good game there on 1st down. That run will get him 7 up to the 32-yard line.
Next, the receivers helped spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
But to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense.
First carry for Najee Harris. And he'll push forward for a couple to the 34. Here now, 3rd and a yard. Now run straight ahead with Warren. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Harris going to get it again on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Oh, fighting off the defender. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
On 2nd down, this is Harris. And he stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. And with a play clock at 3, we'll get a signal and a timeout on the whistle. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Rudolph. Open man, that's the tight end Freiermuth. And he's brought down short by a yard. It's a 3rd down gain of 4.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
And Mike Tomlin going to roll up the sleeves here and say, let's go for it on 4th. They run for it with Harris. Pushing and fighting his way in for a Steeler touchdown. Najee Harris, a 10-yard touchdown run. And the Steelers are on the board first on the road here in Baltimore. So they only needed a couple of feet there on 4th down, but they got more than that and then some as he takes this into the end zone.
And I love your description right there, right? 4th and short. They got that. No problem. Let's go ahead and get the rest of it. Finish it off in the end zone. Touchdown. Everyone goes away happy on that one.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And he'll put it through to make it 7-0 Steelers. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays.
And it was Najee Harris who finished it off with a touchdown run.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And he'll going to sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25.
Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game.
The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10.
On the ground with Hill to begin the drive. And a powerful stiff arm. It frees him. And able to steer clear of that first tackler as he works his way forward for about 4.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
On 2nd down, it's Edwards. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield.
Alex Highsmith simply would not be stopped on that play. Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think it's big boys up front, that offensive line. They've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
Jackson.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
On 3rd down, Jackson, and that is incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they're going to have to give up the football again after this one.
4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Here's Austin. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. They have to be thrilled with that first drive that got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out.
44 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
1st down, and they go back to Harris. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. We figured they'd come out with intensity and aggressiveness on the defensive side of the ball, and they have an early turnover to show for it.
They lived up to their reputation. That's who they are. They want to attack on every play, even though they're playing defense.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose, and is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. The fumble on first down. Now here's second down. Rudolph looking to throw it. Setting up the screen, Harris. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger gain.
Here's 3rd and 6. Here's Rudolph. Finding Harris on back-to-back plays. And it's not going to be enough here. A gain of 4, about 2 feet short of the marker, 4th down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
13. Hey, report.
And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Now Jackson back into his end zone. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. And they're going to get this all the way out past the 20. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage. Got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
Yo. Hey.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. That ball caught. It's Mike Andrews, the tight end. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Now an option play on 2nd down. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
You at X. Middle.
They'll try and pick it up by running the option to the right. And he's going to have a Ravens first down as the tackle made at about the 43-yard line. It looked like almost some miscommunication defensively because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball, but the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I think that's how this defense is going to need to play these tight ends. They got to get right up on them and stay physical. And that paid off on that play, helping force that incompletion.
Jackson going to give this one to Edwards. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40.
That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the two tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the Steelers are going to take over here up near the 40.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Harris starts the drive on the ground.
And some pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. 61 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you've said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
A handoff for Warren. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. They run again with Harris. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
Throwing on 3rd down, here's Rudolph.
Got his man, it's Warren.
And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to about the 19. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Boy, that was certainly well-read defensively, and the key to any screenplay is space to work, and there was none to be found there, and they tackle him for just a short gain.
Boswell's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
And Hill will opt for the touchback.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll run with Edwards here to begin the drive. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Cameron Hayward getting upfield to make the stop.
I think Cameron Hayward's ability to take on blocks, hold the point of attack, and get upfield serves him very, very well. What a nice play there.
Yeah, he can take on blocks because he's built like a block. Jackson.
He finds Bateman over the middle.
And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 22 yards there, a first down.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
10-0 the score after one on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they've got it with a first and 10.
DC, right? 13. Hey, report.
Up the middle, here's Edwards. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up second and 12. Now it's Jackson. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one, or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
Najee Harris and the rest of this offense work their way back onto the field. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Off the edge and right to the ball that time was Kyle Van Noy.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Rudolph's throw into the hands of Pickens. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They'll wind up getting 10 back there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and 5.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there, because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. Here's Rudolph. Over the middle, complete. That's Robinson. And he will have a Steelers first down as he'll be marked down a yard or two past the marker following a gain of 6.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up from the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. Harris running straight ahead. And he'll get this just inside the 30-yard line.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Here's 2nd and 7. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. 73 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium, because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. They hand this off to Harris. And he'll be out of bounds. yards. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Some good strong running right there, some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
Come on, let's go. Let's dominate this. This is your game.
And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. Harris, touchdown, Pittsburgh. So he had the nice run to get him down there, was stopped just short of the goal line, but they go right back to him, CD, and he delivers to finish the drive off.
A little extra determination there, don't you think, partner? You notice he didn't tap on his helmet and say, get me out after the run down to the end zone. He said, I almost got in. I'm going to get in on my own. I'm staying in. And he carries it across the goal line.
Boswell for the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. So that lines up a 7-play drive all told.
And it was Najee Harris who finished it off with a touchdown run.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
Hill going to think better of bringing this one out, and the drive will start at the 25.
The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Nice job by the defense figuring that play out and holding it to a short game, but I don't think the offense is going to be daunted. They actually accomplished their goal there. Now they've got them aware that they can throw a screen at them, maybe to slow the pass rush down a little bit, and they can throw it downfield.
Jackson firing quickly out wide for Bateman.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that'll leave him with a 3rd and just a yard.
Was that a design pass, or what was that?
It was built into the play call. He had the opportunity to either hand it inside, keep it himself to run it, or do what he just did. Throw that pass inside, hitting a receiver on the run.
On 3rd and 1, Jackson. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Ravens first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard.
It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
They go with Edwards left side. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. From the gun, it's Jackson. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the 2nd quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back. And that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. They're going to be stopped up on this first down run. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Well, prior to that, he had hit his first 6 passes to start the game, so on a nice little run to begin.
It feels like this offense has carried its dress rehearsal into the game, you know, because you do practice it, you do go through it, and in this case, it is clicking exactly like they drew it up.
Rudolph now to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
This offense is looking very comfortable here in this first half. Very relaxed, very smooth, very efficient. No wasted motions. Things are definitely going their way, and they continue to move the ball downfield.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. On the give, this is Harris.
And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down.
5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal.
That's a great run right there on 1st down. Didn't quite get into the end zone, but now you've set yourself up for at least 2, maybe 3 more shots from close range.
Again, it's Harris. And good work there defensively as they're able to keep him out of the end zone.
No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Now they'll send a tight end in motion left. They'll try and run with Harris. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers.
Najee Harris
on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Steelers continue to pull away here in this first half.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And the route is on here in this first half.
Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
He'll going to sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Jackson now And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
Evident there that he learned his lesson from the last drive. No way he was going to force a throw that time. When nothing broke open, kept it, and ended up running for a first down himself.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
And he probably should have given that one off, as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Here's Jackson. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. First catch there for OBJ, and that good for a first down.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Edwards now on 1st and 10. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
2nd and a couple.
Report.
To throw is Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews.
And Andrews going to have a Ravens first down as he'll get this down inside the 35.
5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They go play action with Jackson.
Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. The Raven passing game getting in sync, another first down.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
This complete left side to Aguilar. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Report.
Edwards trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1.
Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
Good work there, holding them out on first down. And this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
2nd and goal from the 1.
Yo. Hey, middle.
Hill looking for a signal, but none forthcoming. They stopped him shy of the goal line.
Holding offense.
Come on, you serious?
And that's on the guard, Kevin Zeitler.
Still 2nd down.
A crucial penalty there as the hold backs him up for another 2nd and goal. From the gun, Jackson.
That's into the hands of Flowers over the middle.
Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. Throwing is Jackson. Flushed out right. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson, an 8-yard touchdown run.
And the Ravens get a bit closer. This defense, so many things to worry about in the red zone area, but you'd have to almost think that Lamar Jackson running the football, that might be number one.
It should be number one, and in this portion of the field where things shrink a little bit because the receivers can't run past anyone because they'll run out of real estate, you should have all eyes on Lamar Jackson when the ball is snapped and try and keep him back in the pocket.
Yeah, I don't think that they were surprised he was running it there. They just couldn't stop him, and he ends up in the end zone.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that'll make it 24-7. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Najee Harris and the Steeler offense set to go to work once again.
Well, there you see it. A hat trick of touchdowns, and we're in the first half. I'm betting that he was over there saying, feed me.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
I got to eat.
There is no doubt, and he's real hungry right now, isn't he? I mean, let's be honest about the whole thing. We don't have to be on the field to understand what he's telling everyone. Give me the ball. We're locked in with the offensive line. They're taking care of business, and I'm finishing things off.
Well, heck, he might be able to turn this into an historic event. We'll see.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here, and what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Again, it's Harris on second down.
And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris.
And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up fourth down. Yes, it's the first half, but we'll see if that stuff there on 3rd and 1 comes back to haunt him.
I hope you don't mind, but it's not going to stop me from putting a check mark next to this play. Let's look back as this game progresses and see if this is one of the key plays in the game, even though it occurred early.
Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. On 4th down, here's Presley Harvin on to punt.
Pulled in at the 24. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Ravens, they'll take over.
And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson.
This one into the hands of Aguilar.
He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half.
Now 2nd and 3.
Jackson from the shotgun. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Justice Hill, a 15-yard touchdown grab.
And the Ravens get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
Well, that touchdown certainly helps, but they've got to go ahead and convert, get to the half, and figure out how to keep chopping down this lead in the second, don't they?
Yeah, they still need to regroup, and they still need to end the second quarter strong. A little bit of time left. Tucker with the extra point, and the lead down to 10, 24-14. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
This fielded right at the goal line.
Oh, some strong running.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Steelers taking over now late in this first half. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead.
A handoff to Harris to begin the drive. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run.
Travis Jones makes a tackle.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now 2nd and 9.
Rudolph. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. And give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's 3rd down.
The key to any screen play is all in the deception. And that means everyone on the offensive side of the ball. But someone gave it up because that one wasn't very well concealed. And the defense able to rally to him and hold him for just a short gain.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5.
This time they stay on the ground. And he's going to be stopped short of a first down as they'll get to him at about the 33. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And we'll see what he can do on the return. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcoming everyone to our downtown Orlando studios in this EA Sports Halftime Report. We got a fine first half out of the former Alabama man, Najee Harris. He's up over 100 yards rushing for the game already, and he scored 3 times as well, as they went to him early and often, and with good reason. Both teams going back through their game plans, making their final halftime adjustments. And for the call of the second half, we go back up to Baltimore and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter.
And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. The Steeler offense ready to get going to begin this third quarter. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be license to take some shots downfield.
That's to about the 28. Second down coming up.
Not a lot of running room there, not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Now run straight ahead with Warren.
And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Here's third and a few inches.
Harris. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
123 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. They'll run again with Harris. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today.
Adafe Owe so quick, and he gets to him there behind the line.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. They'll try the air now. Here's Rudolph. Now they go screen. It's complete. So the screen good for only 2. Now it's 3rd down.
And that's a good job there by the corner. And we do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Still needing 10 yards. Now it's 3rd down.
Rudolph looking to throw.
A short one there to Freiermuth.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Taken down at the 30.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's a 2nd and 7.
A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
Throwing on 3rd down, here's Rudolph. And incomplete. They tried to drop it off, but he couldn't hold on. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Boswell's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away.
And Hill will opt for the touchback.
The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half.
And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
A short throw caught by Andrews, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Jackson. And this is going to be incomplete.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Jackson. And it's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th.
Looks like another empty possession offensively, and you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
Taken from just outside the 30. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense.
Yep.
Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
He finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49.
12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first. It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
In motion left goes a tight end. First down, and they go back to Harris.
Taken down at the 47-yard line.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
This is 2nd and 8.
Shotgun snap for Rudolph.
Throw left side, hauled in by Pickens.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Harris running straight ahead, and they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
A handoff for Warren.
Give him 5 yards there, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
from the gun. Here's Rudolph.
He's got his tight end Freiermuth over the middle.
And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 20-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Now a first down carry for Harris. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
2nd down and 8.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Rudolph looking to throw it. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. 5 yards on the screen, but that'll take us to 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Boswell's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
The second field goal here this 3rd quarter, and his 3rd of the game so far.
He's been an important part of the offense, that's for sure, and they may need him again before this one's said and done. So I would treat him like a pitcher throwing a no-hitter. Leave him alone and let him focus.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away.
Hill going to think better of bringing this one out, and the drive will start at the 25.
And the Ravens taking the field.
And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Here's Edwards again on 2nd down. And he can muster only a couple here to the 24.
He really hasn't been able to get on track running the football, averaging less than 4 yards a carry.
Yeah, I think that they're going to enjoy the film session because all the defenders are filling their proper gaps on just about every play. And you know what they always say for a defensive coach? When I click off this film, I better see 11 jerseys in the picture going after the ball carrier.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about, and you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return, and out will come the offense as they take over. And the Steelers set to take the field. And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added on to their lead, but that was a drive that was so long, it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game, but we probably should go to the post-game press conference because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive, and he's going to profess that he was happy to get points, and we know that's not true. Okay, after this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment.
That really sets them back. A loss of 6.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Tough spot looking at 2nd and 16 here after the big loss. Now Rudolph.
Completes this one to Pickens.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Here's 3rd and 7.
Back to throw, Rudolph.
Got his man, it's Warren. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
They hand this off to Harris. Wiggles free. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 down at the 33. Now here's another carry for Harris. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
On the give, this is Harris. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Marcus Williams from his safety spot making a nice play.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore. It's Steeler football, and they have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4.
13 yards remaining on 2nd down.
Rudolph now to throw. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line. Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. This to make it a 3-score game late. Boswell's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
Well, you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away.
Hill going to sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
It's caught by Aguilar. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be second down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Now Jackson on second down.
A short one there, caught by Likely.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Again, Jackson. That ball's caught. Aguilar right side. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
On second down, Jackson. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
The offense on third down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
Jackson to Andrews on that one. First down, Baltimore.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson.
And this is going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That very nearly their 4th pick of the game. Instead, second down.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Jackson now on 2nd and 10.
Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete.
He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Here's Jackson to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
For many people, that's not your standard play call in that 3rd down situation. But for so many offenses, they just want the ball in the hands of their playmakers in open space. And after he caught it, he did a nice job picking up the first down.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Jackson now. That's into the hands of Edwards. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll bring up second down.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And now 2 yards to go on third down.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
To throw again is Jackson. He's got his target. That's complete. And the Ravens are going to have first and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2.
A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap.
And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown.
4 yards on the touchdown grab.
And the Ravens have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Here comes the Pittsburgh Steelers and running back Najee Harris.
I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there, and boy, he looks happy when he does.
He's already bought all the property in the end zone. That's the problem. He's going to sell to himself now. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that last play, though, is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays, and they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool.
And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
The defense was ready for the back to leak out and even had a second player waiting to double him up. If you're going to commit to doubling a back, you better prevent a completion, but give him credit. Extra determination, extra effort, turn it into a successful play.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Here's Rudolph. And that is incomplete.
Well, that's a good piece of quarterbacking right there because he certainly felt the pressure coming. The alternative, getting sacked for the first time. He didn't like that option at all. Did a nice job saving yardage by throwing that one away.
The Steelers send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. A 41-yard punt there with no return.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense. Well, still a long way to go, but trending upward. They scored the last time out, you remember. Then their defense forced the punt. Now they try to inch closer, but still ultimately down 2 scores in the final quarter.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 27. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. They'll wind up getting just a yard, and it's 2nd down. 4th quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You've got the first one for the second one to even matter.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 9.
Now it's Jackson. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down.
T.J. Watt, the all-pro, in there to take him down.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaching, I always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
There's a quarterback who's learned his lesson. He's thrown a few interceptions so far. That time he said, I'm making sure nobody catches this one.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
I'll tell you what, this is not for the faint of heart right here. 4th down, this is taking a big risk. But it's as good a play call as you can imagine. And the defense just not able to come up with the stop they needed. And this is not just a 1st down, but a big play as well.
Edwards now on 1st and 10. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line.
That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
And Jackson going to have the 1st down as he will get to the ground to avoid the contact.
Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
I like how he hung in there and went through his progressions, but eventually his internal clock went off and told him it was time to make a run for it, and he ends up sliding down with a solid gain.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Jackson.
And he's got it. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Nelson Aguilar from 8 yards out.
And the Ravens have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
Tucker with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Well, he thought about coming out, but instead he does go down to a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. This game is really flipped on its head. 2 unanswered touchdowns by the other side, and now they take over here with just a very slim 1-score lead.
And we've seen this how many times now? Teams get a big lead, they go into coast mode, and all of a sudden they're scrambling and battling for a win down the stretch. They've got to put something together right here. Otherwise, they're in danger of doing the old.
Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
They run again with Harris. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The Georgia man, Roquan Smith, came in and got it.
So with your team leading in the fourth quarter, you know you've got to run the football. They know you've got to run the football. Sometimes that means there's nowhere to run the football.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Rudolph looking to throw. And he can't hang on to it, and the screen never got started.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Now it's Rudolph. Throw left side complete. That's Warren. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13.
You want to see a defensive coordinator get upset and throw his headset? This is the kind of play that'll do it. You force 3rd and long. This is almost sort of a give-up play. You're just hoping to get something positive, and it winds up breaking big, and they convert on 3rd down.
On the give, it's Warren.
Room here to run.
And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25.
11 more on that one and another first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Right back to him on first down. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line.
I think as a running back in this spot, you have to understand there's not going to be a whole lot of room to run. And in this case, ball protection takes precedent over trying to make something happen.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here. 2nd and 11. Here's Harris. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. This is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
On the run, it's Warren.
The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Boswell's kick is good, and that'll push the lead up to 8. But from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away.
And Hill will opt for the touchback.
Jackson and the Ravens, here they come. Down by 8. A little under a minute 50 remaining. They need a touchdown and, of course, the two-point conversion as well.
Jackson.
Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. First play of the drive in their hip pocket. Of course, the focus here has to be the touchdown and the two-point conversion. Field goals aren't going to help you.
Yeah, but how about that first play of the drive? Just to get them started, nice gain, got some positive momentum going. They're on their way, and they don't have to rush.
Jackson to throw. That one into the hands of Flowers.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
Just the one timeout remaining as they try to navigate this 2-minute drill. First and 10. Jackson throwing complete there to Flowers. Second down, 8 yards to go. Throwing, Jackson.
He's got it complete to Aguilar. And he's into the end zone. No flags. It's a touchdown. And now a two-point conversion. And we'll be tied here in the final minute.
Do they have one big call left? Here we go. The touchdown's massive, but now they've got to have two to possibly take this to overtime.
Now a big play here as the Ravens are going to go for the two-point conversion.
Now Jackson.
And it's caught. And with it, we are tied here in the fourth. Huge conversion there to tie this thing up, but they're not done yet. Their defense needs to get a stop.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time for the other team to come downfield and put some points on the board. But job one was taken care of. The two-point conversion to get this thing tied.
Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
He's going to rifle one deep left side. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Another try, 2nd and 10 now. Rudolph.
And incomplete on the deep ball. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
The towels are waving. Steeler fans on their feet. It's 3rd down.
A give to Harris.
Oh, but he can't get out of bounds. He'll have the... He's brought down in play.
The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game.
Well, this offense still has the one timeout here, remember. 1st and 10. Throwing here, Rudolph.
as he throws there, incomplete. This defense hasn't had the best showing in this game. But a critical knockdown there. If they can hang on, I guess the end will kind of justify the means.
Certainly, and just think of it this way. It may not be the quantity of the plays that they've had because those haven't been great, but they get a few more quality ones like that. That could finish things off for them.
Now Rudolph.
And this one is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Well, this crowd is making an impact right now. 3rd and 10.
Rudolph now to throw.
That is caught.
And he's going to be with the first down at the Ravens' 34-yard line. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So on now for the field goal try, Chris Boswell. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. This from 51 yards for the win. And that is no good. Hit it well from distance, but he couldn't work it back in. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the 4th.
Boy, that's a big-time letdown there. You work yourself in position to win the game, but the kick winds up no good. And now you've got to regroup as a team, get the energy back up, and get ready for overtime. And make sure you pump him up, too. He may be needed to try and win it again later.
This is 1st and 10. Jackson.
He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. And we have free football overtime. Here we go, my friend.
And the way this game played out, this is exactly how it should end, going to overtime because neither one got an advantage today.
So it's the Ravens who won the toss. They'll get the football first here in overtime as the kick is away. And no return here to begin the overtime session. That'll be a touchback. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession.
We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. And you definitely can make the case we might not even be in overtime had he not thrown 3 interceptions in regulation. But looking better here so far in OT.
Yeah, and when you think about what a coach is thinking at that point, because normally you've thrown 3 picks during the game, you might craft your play calling to be a little more careful. Not in this case. The green light still on for him.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. From the gun, it's Jackson.
A slot route caught by Bateman.
7 yards there and a first down. They go back to that well. He's had a great game. Defensively, they haven't been able to stop him. Same thing here in overtime.
And sometimes that goes to the play caller's ego, because a lot of times you have so many different plays you want to call, but when you spot a matchup that's working for you or a player that has the hot hand, keep giving it to him. That tells me you're mature as a play caller, and it's working for them in overtime.
So just 3 yards on the completion there, and it's second down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
Considering they've seen him have some big gains against him throughout this game, that's got to feel like a measure of revenge as they trap him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
Coming up on a 3rd and 9. Opening drive of overtime as they look to convert. From the gun, Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Well, I know you're toward the middle of the field here, but still, 4th down this distance. You got to punt it, right?
That's definitely the first instinct, because you say, okay, let's just play some field position, make sure we don't lose the game here, turn it over in a key spot. But if you feel really good about your trigger guy, if you feel great about him, you might want to leave the ball in his hands and let him work his magic.
Rudolph going to lead the Steelers up now 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
Now Rudolph with his first throw at OT.
Setting up the screen, Harris.
Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down.
He's had success running the football, and this is more or less an extension of that because they drop it off to him on the screen. And I'll bet he's thinking to himself, if I didn't have to slow up a bit here in traffic, I could have really made something out of that one.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
Here's Rudolph.
It's Najee Harris now on back-to-back plays with a catch. And he will have a Steelers 1st down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Now run straight ahead with Warren.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
They'll run it. Warren. And this is going to be a Steelers 1st down as he's able to get this up past the 40.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
2 1st downs have him up to the 41 now for 1st and 10. This is Harris. And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
Harris going to get it again on second down.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down. He's had some big runs in this game. Not there, though.
But I don't think they're going to be deterred by that play right there. He's had some nice runs in the game. And how many times have we seen a good running back get stopped, yet turn it into something big on a later carry? I'd stay with him.
Throwing on third down, here's Rudolph. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. 5 yards on the screen, but that'll take us to fourth down.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a fourth down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. A big call here in overtime. They're going for it on fourth down. They're going for it. This is Harris. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out.
The type of game that he's having running the football, there was no doubt who they were giving the ball to.
So why didn't they just go ahead and go after him on defense? Right?
Yeah,
if you know,
on him.
right? You know he's having that type of a game. Who else would you expect to get the football? I would have taken my chances and sold out defensively to stop him. And if anyone else picks it up, I tip my cap to him.
In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Here's Warren. Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line.
A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down. They've had some success here in overtime on this opening drive running the football. Right back to that well.
And why not? When you have that kind of success, make them stop you. And until they do, keep going back to that well you just spoke about. I think there's more water there available to them.
A run with Harris out of the shotgun.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 17 on the play. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. This being their 2nd opportunity in overtime, 3rd overall drive. See if they can settle into a rhythm.
And that's what you're looking for. Get a few first downs, move the ball downfield, have some confidence, get yourself in a spot where you can at least kick a field goal to win it. But I tell you this, if I'm the play caller, I'm looking at that part of my sheet that says playmakers. Get the ball in their hands, critical situation, now's their time.
Jackson's throw pulled in by Aguilar.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
Yo. Hey. What is up?
And they'll try and run the option to pick it up.
Oh, he's got a little daylight.
Now he's loose down the left sideline.
And he's into the end zone for a touchdown and a game winner in OT. Well, you never know what you're going to expect when you come to the stadium to call a game. Sometimes you get good ones, sometimes you get bad ones, sometimes you get great ones. And that's what we had here. What an exciting finish on that last big play.
And I think that as we look at it, when you're talking about a great finish, which went along with a game that obviously obviously it was dramatic because we did get into overtime. What type of play calls do you have left? What have you not shown, or what have you made an adjustment to what you've worked on all the way through? It's going to give you the play we saw to win the game. Because I know everyone's thinking that was something that they just drew up. It might have been something they've been working on, and now they got the right matchup.
Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one, because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. And in this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses,